Hey guys, I'm done with some vacation and back to doing some wrenching and a little bit of everything, so I'll give you a little follow-up and just what we kind of been doing. We'll start off with the mule. It's pretty much all together, and she's up for sale out in front of the house. And with this thing, the things that we did were the brush bar in the front, which was cut up from a car brush bar. Came out pretty good. Reupholstered the seat. Cleaned up the bed. The bed was rotted out pretty good, and basically cut two sections of diamond plate that I had, a friend gave me, and did welds about every inch or so apart, about an inch long weld about every 2 inches apart, and then ran some seam sealer over it. Might as well flip her up. I also beat the tailgate back into submission. She was pretty rough. You can kind of see underneath just where it was welded back together. And for the edges, this is just a bed frame rail. There's the locking locations when you want to change from full to queen to king size. I gotta get some more of that, kind of running low. So it's kind of pieced together. But again, just ran some seam sealer over it. Just made it a solid box again. And then we went high tech with the paint. We went to Tractor Supply and we picked up some International Harvester red. A quart of that, thinned it with a little bit of thinner, and shot her with the Harbor Freight paint gun. High-tech paint. So she's all up and running and doing everything she should. Actually, we patched the exhaust. The muffler was blown out, and re-welded that, adjusted the valves on it, and she's pretty well good to go. I got it out for 2,400 bucks. Figure I'm hoping to get $2 grand out of it. We'll see what happens. So that's that guy. Finally got my truck inspected. I was kept failing for a cat. It's in cat efficiency. Changing oxygen sensors, and one of the oxygen sensors came back circuit malfunction, and I ended up taking the original oxygen sensor and cleaning it with brake cleaner and put it back in, and so far so good. It went long enough to get a code. Played with the bikes a little bit. We got 65 Ford mailed me back a while ago. I don't know if he works for a company that makes these thermoses. I got into using thermoses for fuel tanks, and I had a smaller one on here. It was red, probably about 2/3 the capacity of this one, and the red really didn't go with the bike, and took one of those and made it fit this bike. When I use these, now you burn yourself up, don't blame me. I'll just tell you how I go about making them. What I do is I drill a hole in the tank with a step drill bit, a little smaller than what the fuel line is. And then I like to take like the back of a regular socket, the smooth part, not where the threads are. I stick it in backwards, and I actually take it and I rock it in the hole. What I'm trying to do is get rid of the very sharp edge that's on the inside of the fuel tank, inside of the thermos, so that it doesn't cut into the fuel line. Then what I do is I take the fuel line, I cut it on an angle so that it's got like a pointy tip to it, and I work my fuel line up through the tank and I run it all the way up out the other side. Then I take a piece of copper tubing, and I run the copper tubing down into the fuel line to basically open up that fuel line a little bit. Then I pull the whole assembly back again. You can actually kind of see, I don't know if you can see it or not, how it mushrooms out a little bit bigger. So what it does is you can't pull that fuel line out of there now. It's not perfect, but it works for me. You can kind of see it right here. You can see the fuel line. Piece of copper, scabbing the two of them together. But that works. Then back to a little bit of the board track racer. I cut out a piece of aluminum like I said I was going to do for the side of the tank to enclose that, and that seals off that side of the light. I got a bell at a yard sale. It's a double ringer. It's got one on each side. State of New Hampshire, you just need a headlight, taillight, bell. And the bike still needs to be able to pedal, and supposedly not do over 20 miles an hour on the flat. And you do not have to register at all. You could just ride it as a gas-assisted bicycle, and that's what we're going with. So, and I was at a yard sale, and you see the setup I have on here. I wanted to make like the old style bikes that were driven by a leather belt, so I used a serpentine belt, a 24-inch rim welded to a 26-inch rim, and mower parts, etc. I was at a yard sale, and lo and behold, I got the genuine leather belts. Here's another one here, the white one. This is the one I'm probably going to use. The actual belt, it was a machine shop, so that some of the old machines used to run on that, and they get joined together with these guys. I don't know what they're called. I guess we're going to call them clipper. This is the tool that you set it into, and it crimps the ends of the belt together. That was there. The belts, there's a bunch of different ones in there, and the actual material that stitches the belts together. So the different gauges and sizes, and etc., etc. So then the rod that goes in that locks them together. So I'm the happy camper now because I have the actual stuff that's supposed to be on the bike, plus I can make it any size I want, where this I had to try to find a belt that was as close as possible and use it. Now I can actually make a belt longer or smaller. You could actually use two junctions, you could put two pieces of belt together, and that will be going on there with the correct look of the leather belts. So $5 too, so I was happy. What else we got going on? Want to say thanks to everybody for helping out. Oh, I should back up. So I was talking a while ago about taking the bikes to a bike show. They had a bicycle show at Lars Anderson Auto Museum, which is basically just outside the city of Boston. And I was all set to go the Saturday before, the day before. I took all 3 bikes. As I said, I put the other fuel tank on that one, got them all set, ready to run. I was going to bring the trike, the green bike with the 6.5 horse, and the board track racer to the show. I said I didn't want to take the board track racer apart because I wanted to keep it so I could show it. So I got them all ready to go. I worked on it about 6 or 7 hours, and I went in that night to go get the address for the show, and the show was on the Saturday that I was getting the bikes ready, so I never got to go. Whoops. The life of a dyslexic, that's what you got to deal with. So better luck next year. I guess I'll have that board track racer all done, and I can kind of bring them up. And they had some really cool pictures of some people kind of doing the same stuff that I did, so I really kind of wanted to attend to that, but didn't work out. Toyota alarm. Thank you everybody for giving comments and suggestions and mailing wiring diagrams and anything and everything situations. One thing I'll go over right now. On a 2000, there is no alarm under the seat. There's nothing there. I took the seat out. There's nothing under the carpet, nothing hidden there. I believe a 97, the earlier ones, did have that. The only ECU for the whole thing is what I showed on the last video, which was in that rear hatch, being the receiver for the remote for the key. So, going over a bunch of the suggestions, we started going towards the front hood latch switch, and I'll show you what I found. Unbolted the radiator, pulled it away so I have access to the switch. Right now we are wired to the switch. The hood is open, and you can see that it is showing that it is the switch is closed. And see if I can do this with one hand in the camera. So if you were going to go close this hood, if you can see it, see that chrome switch down there? It rides on a cam. Now it's open, but it's still saying that it's closed. So I have a feeling, and the alarm never seemed like it worked very well anyway. So there, that's fully pushed down, and we are still showing 0000. So it's saying normally closed, whether the hood is open or shut. So it is constantly thinking that the hood is in the open position, I believe. And I think every once in a while the alarm just tries resetting itself, and it sees that the hood is open and it's causing a fault. So what I am going to do is leave it so it is normally open, by just not plugging it in. I really don't care if somebody tries to enter through the hood. If they do, so be it. And we're just gonna leave that switch open. If I pull up on it, it does go to an open signal, but I'm just not gonna mess with it. No sense. And we'll see if that cures it. She's got to go to work again tonight. I do have all the horns disconnected. And now this is what I was talking about. It's got 2 horns in the front, just that are the regular horns. And then there was one over here on the firewall. So I thought this one was for the alarm by itself, but it's not. And it's kind of funny because if you, like I beep the horn, I disconnect one at a time. I disconnected the 2 front. This has nothing to do with the regular horn, so I'm not quite sure why it uses the 2 front ones and that side one. I don't know if it wants to just maybe be louder. So she's working tonight, and I will be leaving the horns disconnected just so in case it does screw up, and then when she comes back, I'll plug it back in. I will rearm the truck, and we'll see if this takes care of it. I am having a good feeling, but I've had a good feeling before when I unplugged some other things, and it definitely does show that it's not working though. And this truck, about once a year, I need the AC recharged, and that ought to be why, huh? Pull the grill out, you can see the green telltale sign that that O-ring's leaking. So probably next spring, before I put a can of fluid in it, I'll, because right now it's still working, I'll pop that out and change the O-rings right there. What else is going on? Anything else? Just doing some wrenching. I got a Durango we're just doing a tune-up on today, and got a bunch of, should have made a pile of yard sale stuff, but I just a bunch of old tins and cans and stuff that I've been grabbing. I found this one at a yard sale. I don't know if you guys could see that. It says Maytag Company, and on the back is mixing instructions for the oil and gas for a back when washing machine sat on your porch and you had those little kicker motors that powered it. This is the can that you fueled it to mix it. So I have a feeling that this might end up being on that board track racer for the air cleaner or something. I don't know. It'll turn into some project. And there's some more of that stuff around too, but unfortunately I just don't have them out. But we'll make her short and sweet. Thanks everybody for watching my videos and commenting and helping. I appreciate it very much. And you guys have a good day. Take care.